Hello everyone, in today's video I'm going to show you the structure of one of the three prologues of the game. The idea was to offer the player three different stories to start the adventure, and today I'll talk about the most complex one I made, the Upright. Obviously there will be a ton of spoilers, so I would recommend playing the game before watching the video. In any case, here we go. The first thing you should know is that when I was designing the game, I thought about what I could offer my players, and I conclude that my best assets were the story and the decision making. That's why I dedicated a lot of time to the game's narrative and, above all, the offering many choices with different consequences. What you are seeing now is the script of the Upright chapter. It took me several months and consists of almost 6,000 lines of code for a gameplay experience of about 10 to 15 minutes. Obviously, the bulk of all that information is the different roads that the chapter offers, so let's take a look at them. The chapter begins with the player chasing a criminal named Pierre. Creating this introduction, which contains about 50 renders, already took me almost 30 hours of work. In the end, the player catches Pierre and leaves him tied at the station for interrogation. Here come the first decisions. You can threaten him using charisma or a voice modulator implant, let him explain himself, or punch him directly to show you mean business. Throughout the interrogation, there's a hidden variable representing Pierre's fear of the player. If the player behaves well and is kind, Pierre won't fear them and will betray them. On the other hand, if the player is aggressive, threatens and hits him, Pierre will be afraid and tell the truth. During the interrogation, there are many questions and decisions to make regarding how to handle Pierre. Generally, you can tell him the truth, lie to him, or ignore him. All these decisions affect the fear variable. The player is pursuing Pierre because he was harassing minors and blackmailing their parents. If Pierre isn't afraid, he will lie to the player, saying his cousin hired him for a personal revenge against the parents. But the truth is that Pierre was hired by Lucas, a former comrade of the player who died years ago. At the end of the interrogation, Pierre offers a bribe to the player. This is a crucial moment because the entire story is based on the player's choice to portray a character with strong morals and convictions. Accepting a bribe to let the criminal go free is a thought decision for such a character. If the player accepts the bribe, it will have negative repercussions later on, leading to regret and further deception by Pierre. Now we enter the second scenario of the story. Here the player can arrive deceived by Pierre, believing that only his cousin will be there and that there will be no risk. Or the player can know the truth that Lucas, along with some thugs, is waiting for them. In addition, there are other variables, such as whether the player accepted the bribe or not, or if they keep their word and release Pierre. In other words, in both scenarios, Pierre might or might not be present, resulting in more than 4 different paths to follow. In any case, the player must enter the warehouse to seek answers. Here, there are a lot of options and dice rolls, such as night vision, a sonar to uncover the building's layout, etc. If the player does well, they will have advantage in discovering the enemies. They also have the opportunity to decide their strategy. They can enter shouting and without caution, try to hide, wait, send Pierre in first, among other options. The possible outcomes of these decisions lead to completely different paths. One variable is that the player might discover Lucas' plans by investigating around the warehouse. Then the twins, some tough guys, appear and can overpower the player, but there's also the option to attack them directly, ambush them, or even ignore them and go straight for Lucas. In any case, Lucas eventually appears, and the game adapts to everything that has happened. making it sometimes a surprise or in other cases allowing you to take him down with little difficulty. You can also negotiate with him, hand over or release Pierre. In the end, Lucas explains that he was an agent like you, but since the corporation abandoned him, he decided to fake his death and turn to organized crime. In the end, you can end up defeating all the villains, being defeated by them, releasing or not releasing Pierre, and obtaining different levels of information depending on what you have done. The final part of the game takes place at the same station, where Lovenia appears to recruit you to work for Shadowless Light. Her reaction will vary depending on how the job went. And this, in a very summarized way, is everything that can happen in one of the 3 prologues of the game. I hope it shows the magnitude and the complexity and all the work I've put into just 10 minutes of gameplay. In any case, I look forward to your comments. You can find the game links in the description, and if you like it, please consider giving it a like and subscribing, as I will be uploading videos of the game development every week. Thanks for watching the video. See you next time.